Talking your money now, with 6 million more Americans filing for unemployment benefits, many are wondering what to do next. For some answers, let's bring in David Barson, president of Barson Financial Planning. David, thank you so much for joining us again. These unemployment numbers are unprecedented. What should someone do if they may lose their job? They've already lost their job. Any advice for them?
Yeah, hi, Janelle. Thanks. So if you've already lost your job, I think there's really two types of people who have already put money aside and they've lost their job, and people who haven't put money aside in the form of a cash cushion. For people who haven't put money aside, really they need to focus on two things: their expenses and their income, and focus on those major expenses. So food, shelter, utilities, transportation, and start looking for work. You have time now. There are areas that are still hiring. So maybe it's stocking shelves, maybe it's working in the, delivering pizzas, whatever it is. We're not talking about a career shift here. We're just talking about trying to get through the next 1 to 2 months to pay rent or pay mortgage.
That is very good advice, because we've talked about the grocery stores. They're hiring a lot right now, and a lot of the delivery, that is up also, the demand. Okay, now hopefully history won't repeat itself, but what if it does? How do we prepare financially? I'm just curious, how much should someone have in their nest egg? Is there like a 2 months worth of income, or do you have a general number?
Yeah, so you hear a lot of different numbers. You hear 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and it really it depends on the person's situation. So I like to tell my clients somewhere between 6 and 12 months, and it depends on, if you think you're going to lose your job, with an 80 or 90% probability, you probably want to be 12 months of living expenses set aside. If you are in a good, stable job, the probabilities that you're going to lose your job are pretty slim, then I think you're fine being closer to that 6-month cushion.
Okay, wow, that's a hefty nest egg. Let's talk about 401ks. It's usually a big no-no because of those hefty penalties. But we are hearing about some new exceptions during this crisis. Can you tell us about that?
Right. So the government has made it easier for you to take money from your 401k. It used to be $50,000 that you could take in the form of a loan. Now that's been up to $100,000, and you have up to for 3 years to pay it back. However, I'm not in the camp of taking money from your 401k unless you absolutely need to. People who are going through bankruptcy, that type of thing, that's the only time that I would say it makes sense to take from your 401k. Again, go back to those ideas of looking for work and looking for work in those areas, and only if you must take from your 401k, take from your 401k.
Okay, still a no-no according to you. What about stocks?
Yes.
I know stocks have dropped 30% in some of them, some companies. Should you sell out, change your investment, like balance out your portfolio, or just leave it alone?
Yeah, so Janelle, that's a good question. Obviously, stocks, bonds, and cash, and that mix between the three is very important. We've already talked about the cash and how important that is. Certainly, your stock bond mix is just as important. And a lot of people have seen maybe their stocks go down more, their bonds go down less, and they're thinking this might be a good time to rebalance. With the market moving as much as it is, if you can put that off, I would suggest doing that. It's like surfing in a hurricane right now. You can lose money because the market is moving 6, 7, 8% in a day. At least we've seen that in the last few weeks. You might want to wait. Yeah. Yeah,
it's a roller coaster ride for sure still. Okay, David Barson with Barson Financial Planning. You have great financial advice. We hope to talk to you soon in the future. Thanks so much.
Thanks.